Today we're going to be covering the murder case of Dennis and Marilyn DePue. Yeah. Do you remember the movie Jeepers Creepers?
Yes.
So that movie, that beginning scene that I just described is actually based on a actual true crime that happened.
Oh no.
And here's the creepiest part.
Bumper?
No, even more sinister than that. And if you show, we're gonna put up the picture side by side of Dennis DePue and the creeper, Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah,
they look identical.
Oh hell no!
So that's how a lot of people, they started looking at the movie. They looked at the events that happened in this case that we're about to get into, and they looked at the photo and they were like, "Yo, This
is not loosely. It is based on this.
Yeah, like the first scene, and you're gonna hear why.
Wow.
Right? So
let's get into it.
It's Easter Sunday.
Okay.
1990.
We're approaching Easter, so
yeah, we always
the anniversary is coming up.
We always end up covering these cases around the time that they happen, and that's not on purpose. That's not on purpose at all. Creepy. If you're listening, so it's Easter Sunday, 1990, and a couple named Ray and Marie Thornton are driving down this road. It's like Prairie Road in Michigan, and they're driving down this road, and a Chevy comes up behind them and passes them very quickly. And they used to play this game where they would read the license plates and they would come up with a phrase from the license plate.
That's kind of cool. That's a cool game to play.
It's a cool little game. So they're driving and a Chevy pulls up behind them, just like in the Jeepers Creepers movies, right? So I'm going to constantly keep referencing back to the movie. So just the same way in the movie, Daryl and Trish are driving down this lone road and this big truck pulls up behind them. The same thing happens to Marie and Ray and Marie Thornton while they're driving down this road, and it's a van. It's a Chevy van. Pulls up behind them quickly and goes around them and speeds off.
Oh.
Now the license plate said like GZ, and it was like GZ something something something. So Marie makes a joke and makes up a phrase and says, "Geez, that guy was in a rush." And, so they laugh about it and they keep it going.
Right.
Couple miles down the road, they see that van again, and it's parked outside of this abandoned school church house. And they see the truck that they saw before, and they see a man with what looks like a blood-stained sheet or a comforter.
Oh my goodness.
And
blood-stained?
Yeah, but that's the thing. From afar, you're driving. Okay. You can't necessarily tell with your eyes that that's necessarily blood.
Yeah,
right? That could be anything. That's on it. But you would know what a bloodstained sheet kind of looks like. So their mind, they're like, "Yo, that's a bloodstained sheet," and he looks like he's trying to get rid of it. He looks like he's trying to throw it down the chute, just like in the movie of Jeepers Creepers when they drive by the school
and he was dumping the body,
and he was dumping the body. It looked just like that, but they didn't see a body. Right. They just saw a blanket. Right. So they're like, "Yo, that's weird. We're not sticking around here. We're going to keep it pushing."
That's real shady, especially back then. The 90s? They were barely any cell phones around, right?
Yeah.
If you had a cell phone, it was probably a luxury.
Yeah.
So imagine seeing that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Yeah, I should probably stop and be a good Samaritan." Psych.
Yeah.
How are you going to call the cops?
Yeah. Nowadays, you'd probably pull over. Nowadays, Gen Z, you pull out your phone and instantly start recording. But back then they couldn't. So they're like, "All right, hell no, we're going to keep it pushing."
I don't blame them.
So they keep it pushing, and they reach a couple miles down the road now. Just like in, Jeepers Creepers, the movie, they keep it pushing. They're like, "What the hell was that?" Then that same van that drove and sped past them the first time, and the same van that they saw parked outside of the church where the guy was holding up that bloodstained comforter, is now speeding up behind them and trails on their bumpers super heavy. Just like in the movie Jeepers Creepers when he trailed Trish and Daryl real close. The van gets hella close, and he does this for miles.
Wait, my question is though, hold on. Pause.
Yeah.
My question is, I understand the movie Jeepers Creepers because Jeepers Creepers is like a supernatural creature, right? What is this man that is trailing behind them trying to do? Bump them? Or skid them off the road? What's the plan?
So that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know why he did it.
But I'm just trying to think in terms of criminals, right? I'm trying to think like a criminal.
Okay,
why would I do that? Why would I trail this person? Like, I would just run them off the road. Just immediately.
I mean, even at that point, like, what's your purpose of running them off the road? That makes you look more suspicious.
Well, because they're witnesses that they saw some.
If that's the case, then you should be trying to kill them, I guess.
But that's my point. What is trailing them in their
exactly,
back bumper gonna do?
Exactly, that's the point. So I don't know.
That's just me.
I don't know what he was up to.
Me.
But he starts trailing them. He does this for miles. Eventually, they swerve off the road. And when they look back, he's pulled over on the side, still at the intersection where they swerved off. So they go, being brave Samaritans, they go, no. We're going to go back. And we're going to figure out what the hell this guy was up to. We want to see. So they drive back. When they get back to the van, they see a man trying to change his license plate. And his passenger side door is wide open. And there's blood all on the inside of the passenger side door. So they go, oh, yeah, this guy's up to no good.
Yeah.
No good. So
you see, that's my point. He should have been trying to get rid of whatever evidence he had instead of trailing them in the back.
I mean,
do you see my point?
Yeah, and so it doesn't. When I looked it up, it doesn't say like that he tried to do anything else.
Okay.
He was just trailing them, and then they swerved off, and then when they went back, they saw that clearly he's trying to clean up whatever the situation was. So they when they go back and they see this, they go, no. So the fact that they saw blood on the door, they go, no. This has to be the blood. So now we know for a fact that we saw blood on that comforter. So they go back to the abandoned school that they saw. Same thing, just like in the Jeepers Creepers movie, Daryl and Trish, they go back. They go back and they get to the it's like an abandoned church school. And they see, like he had basically failed at dumping this down an animal hole. And it was blood that was on the comforter and everything. So they go and they're like, no, we got to call the cops. So they leave, they speed off and they call the cops.